G'day Questers, the year's 2001, the city is Chennai, and we're at the famous M.A. Chindambaram Stadium, the home of cricket in Tamil Nadu. It's the third test match of the season in 2001, and India go on and win that test match and win the series by 2 wickets. Now, as an opening batsman, you're expected to make runs, and with a bit of luck, you make 100. But this was my first test match 200. Very, very special scenes across the entire nation of that series. But for me personally, it was when I really arrived as a test match cricketer. What I probably didn't realise or come to understand in the future was just how sacred a venue, just how sacred a city, in fact, Chennai was for me, both personally and professionally. Long before 2001, preparations right back as far as I can remember in 91, 92, and in fact my first tour to England in 93 under the famous Alan Border and Bob Simpson regime. They were pulling me aside as a young player and saying, Haydos, one of the things that we really need to work on is your ability to be able to play spin. So that was a seed that was planted for me way back then. Come 1998, I remember begging the at-time Trevor Hones, chairman of selectors, to take me away on a young spin bowling clinic to the famous Madras Cricket Club, where I was to meet two of the most important mentors in my cricketing career, Venkat and Bishan Bedi. Those two individuals, greats of the game, were able to take me through, walk me through the process of what they were trying to do as spin bowlers. If they were turning across the bat, how they would set fields. So a lot of the strategy and the understanding and what ultimately they were trying to do. So as a batsman, the psychology of playing spin became very, very clear to me. The second element to that was trying to master some of the attacking options that I had as a batsman. Batting is really all about having shots that put pressure back on a bowler, that ultimately try and change either the line or the length. And in particular with a spin bowler, it's so important that you not only have a defensive game when conditions become challenging, but also that you have some attacking options. So Alan Border, again, planted that seed around the sweep shot. Now the sweep shot is synonymous with Matthew Hayden's game. And in particular, the 2001 series, it was a sweepathon, to the point where Harbhajan Singh and Anil Kumble had really no options. That was all about how I could get off strike and how I could put pressure on these two famous spin bowlers for India. I just want to show you the actual bat from the 2001 series of India. You can see here, this is from my archives, that I've labelled the bat that I got 200, which was the 203 against India in the third test match. And I just want you folks to take a look at the bottom edge of this bat. Now that is the destruction of playing pretty much every shot off the spinners, that sweeping effort and that sweep shot, pretty much every shot. And the impact of that bat on the actual turf wicket. You can see here that it's cracked out the edges. And I got it signed by a few of the guys as well, just to sort of commemorate just how special a test match how much that series really meant to me. You know, without this series, I don't think that I would have gone on to play anywhere near the test matches that I did. It was just that important. It was at such a critical time. It was at a time where I didn't know whether I could play test match cricket. And I knew that everyone else in the world had their doubts about whether I could perform at the highest level, such a seasoned performer at first class cricket. But really that tour for me personally meant that I'd arrived as a test match cricketer. But much more than that, there was a deep spiritual connection to the country of India. A sea of people, 1.4 billion people, all of whom have this rich connection to cricket, and none more so than the famous region of Tamil Nadu. Such a rich and deep love of the game, and it's impossible not to get caught up in the emotion and the affection of Chennai as a city. So for me, it was a really special part of that connection to country in India. And there was a great yearning to understand a lot more about its spirituality, its political history, its business and cultural significance, its connection to ocean, being an East Coast community, similar to what I grew up here in Brisbane in Queensland. There were so many things that I could just, and it's, of course, its absolute love of food, which was, a huge part of my own life as well, beyond the cricket ropes, of course. So there was so many ways that, just I connected as an individual. And who would have ever thought in the inaugural franchise-based IPL cricket that I would then go on and be a founding member of the Chennai Super Kings under MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni number 1, Matthew Hayden number 2, and that franchise was really born from that great connection to each other, but also our great passion for Tamil Nadu cricket and our commitment to that region as cricketers and as a franchise that is loved, I think, more than any other franchise in the world, and that is Chennai Super Kings. So this great history of being a part of so many successful campaigns, not just for Australia, but also in franchise-based cricket for Chennai. Really amazing, to see that progress and that thinking around how it is that I could be a part of that community. To the day, I have not missed one IPL, either as a player or as a broadcaster, and still my love for Chennai Super Kings remains. After I finished my playing career in 2011, I had 15 bags of cricket kit. I had no idea what was in them. They were just under the house, stored in a nice dry area, but I didn't have the time during my career to go through them. So I got a janitor in, an archivist, to come and remove each of the items out of the kit and take a photo of them, a brief description of them, and then store them again in dry storage so that we could share moments like these, which is probably my favourite bat of all the collection that I have, which is roughly 60 or 70 cricket bats. But this one here is the most sacred because this is how I arrived into Test match cricket. And I'm just so happy that I've been able to bring this memory to you guys and that I can share this, because that was the main reason why I wanted to, start a collection. It's just really fantastic to be able to share these great memories. And that's why cricket is so special, because it's not an individual game. For a start, there's 11 other players in the team and there's a squad of players. And then there's the whole cricket community as well. And it's really important to us as cricketers to be able to celebrate that entire community, grassroots cricket. And when you've got items like this in such a privileged career that I have, I'm just so happy to be able to share not only the memories of the memorabilia, but also the stories behind the stories that you'll see, with any kind of list of run getters or trophies or series, the celebrations that exist behind closed doors. And I'm really stoked to be able to share those with you.